Well, the question is, what is the impact then on flyers and on the airlines themselves? Seth Kaplan is a managing partner at Airline Weekly, joins us now on the phone from Fort Lauderdale this morning. So, Seth, for the airlines themselves, what is going to be the biggest impact? I would imagine they would try to race to meet these regulations and use that as a marketing ploy.
Absolutely. So far the uptake rates on onboard Wi-Fi haven't been all that high. But, part of it is that a lot of flights that we take aren't all that long. And I know I've been up there on, let's say, a 45 minutes to an hour flight and thought, am I going to pay for 10 or 15 minutes in the middle of the flight? So that changes. It changes especially on those short-haul markets. An airline like Southwest Airlines, let's say, which is the shortest haul of the big U.S. carriers, average flight about 700 miles, less than 2 hours. They're definitely going to look forward to this. Over the past decade, with all the security hassles at the airport, people have sort of pushed out that boundary, how far they're willing to drive instead of fly. Maybe take a cellar in the Northeast. Maybe this could rein that back in a little bit, because flying now, you could be more productive.
I thought that electronics were dangerous to fly, especially below 10,000 feet. Did something change?
Nothing really changed. It just took time to get the comfort level with the idea that no, it's not dangerous. I mean, look, I think all of us can admit to maybe having left the phone on by accident once in a while and lived to tell about it. So, that has always happened. Of course, a bit different having dozens of devices uploading and downloading data, but FAA now feeling okay with that. There were also concerns about distractions. Passengers during those critical times of flight, when something does go wrong, it's usually at the beginning or the end of the flight. Would they be distracted? But then again, books and magazines distract us too. So that argument, pretty hard to.
We've been hearing that Amazon has a horse in this race. It's been pressing for relaxation of these restrictions for a while, and even conducted its own tests. What other companies stand to benefit? I mean, we talked about the airlines, Amazon with as the maker of the Kindle, but anyone else that really is invested in this?
Yeah, certainly device makers, absolutely. The Wi-Fi providers, companies like GoGo and Row44, Panasonic that provide this service to airlines, absolutely. And by the way, on the other hand, there are people who suffer from this. I mean, you have people who produce in-flight magazines that go around selling advertisements to companies, saying, "Hey, you've got a captive audience for the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes of the flight," and now that's gone for them. So not a win-win all around, but certainly more winners than losers here.
Seth, last question, if we could. What do the flight attendants think, and what do the pilots think?
Well, yeah, it is another thing to manage. And to be clear, the pilots, they're in charge of the flight. They're always going to have the authority to say, no, not on this flight for whatever reason, because there's something tricky going on. But it is another thing to manage, and certainly some mixed reaction. But it probably after some fits and starts at the beginning, like everything, I'll get used to it.
Seth Kaplan, thank you so much. Great briefing here on something everybody cares. Everybody cares about.